some stuff I've never actually said out of my mouth. So I'm hoping that it blesses one of you. I'm hoping that if you've been dealing with some of the similar stuff I shared, that you understand and know that God is faithful, and realistically you're gonna look back 2-3 years from now and not even remember the situation. Hey y'all, it's your girl China L. Johnson. Welcome to my channel. Hello ambitious hottie, because you know that's who this channel is for anyway. So y'all, welcome. So today's video, we are going to do a get ready with me. So I'm gonna be doing my makeup because my grandma is having a birthday party today, so I'm doing my makeup for that. So we're gonna be doing my makeup and we're doing a Q&A. So some of you, Instagram ambitious hotties submitted some questions, so we're gonna go ahead and hop right into that. So pretty much this video is going to be like FaceTime with your homegirls. So I'm gonna give y'all the answers and my thoughts and feelings that I would give my friends, because y'all are my friends. Hello, we're both ambitious hotties. So we're gonna go ahead and get right into it while I'm doing my makeup. So if y'all see me looking over here, it's because your girl wants to make sure that her makeup does not look a mess when she goes to her grandma's house, because that's embarrassment and it's not cute. We're gonna go ahead and get started. So question 1 is, and I also got this from Instagram like I see it, so I'm gonna be reading off my phone. So I'm gonna be looking down, I'm gonna be looking at y'all, and I'm gonna be looking at the mirror. We good? We good? Okay, let's really get into it this time. So, and I'm also going to be walking you all through the products that I'm using. And my face is already kind of oily because I put Vaseline on my face. So I'm actually going to do the NYX Shine Killer primer just to make sure that I don't got too much shine. But, so question number 1 is, what was your favorite part about childhood? So for me, my favorite part about childhood was the fact that I lived with my mother, my sister, and my grandparents. And we also had other family members and family friends that stayed with us. So I'm used to honestly a house of about 5 to 6 people in it. So I'm used to there always being someone to talk to. I'm used to there always being just activities and things to do with not only my grandparents, but my mommy, and with the other members of my family that just happened to live with us during their life transitions and things like that. So that's always been like my favorite childhood memory, is just having friends and family always around, like all the time. So the second question is, what is my love language? So my love language, honestly, I really don't like telling people my love language, because my particular love languages come with stereotypes. And I mean, honestly, as I'm getting older, it is what it is, honey. Okay, so my love languages are, number 1, talk to, and she ain't. Number 2 is I really enjoy gifts. And I also think your love language sometimes stems from just how your family shows you love. So like my family, we're huge gift givers. Like birthdays, holidays are like a huge deal for us. So yeah, I love getting gifts, like whether from friends, whether from like a partner, things like that. Like I love gifts. And number 2 for me is acts of service. So I like people do stuff for me. So like friends, I'm trying to figure out how this translates for my friends, but I know romantically, if like I'm like, oh yeah, like my car is acting stupid, and like the person's like, oh, you want me to take it to get an oil change or something, that does it for me. That right there is, I'm gonna be like, sure. Or if I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to learn how to do A, B, and C, and be like, oh, okay, cool, like I'll pay for the class, I'll do this, I'll do that. Like once I know that you're invested in like my dreams, I like that. I like that a lot. And for friends, I mean, it just kind of goes for like looking out for me, pretty much is like a love language for me. Another question is, what are some of my favorite spots in the DMV? Y'all know this, but your girl likes to eat, and I also like adventure. So I would say one of my top spots in the DMV would have to be Great Falls. So Great Falls, I believe it's in McLean. Yeah, I believe it's in McLean. Virginia. It's a hiking trail that I really enjoy. Like, I love being outside, which is so funny because like I don't like bugs, but I love nature. And it's probably because I'm from the country part of Prince George's County, Maryland, so I'm used to like nature literally taking over the whole place, like the whole place. So Great Falls is definitely one. I love Mastro's. That's my favorite steakhouse, and my second favorite steakhouse is Eddie V's in Tyson's Corner. If y'all can't tell, your girl likes Tyson's and likes VA. So yes, Tyson's Corner, Eddie V's. I love Mastro's, which is in DC. I think they have multiple locations, but I go to the DC location. And where else I like? I like Tagliata. So Tagliata is in Baltimore. It's definitely a fave. Y'all got some pimples on my face that are like really not trying to leave, and they're getting on my nerves. But yes, Tagliata is Italian. I love Italian food, so Tagliata is definitely that girl for me. So Tagliata. I'm trying to think where else I love the National Harbor. So pretty much all the restaurants, except one, but I'm not gonna say the name because you never know. But I pretty much like all the restaurants at the National Harbor. That's one of my favorite DMV spots. I love the Tidal Basin. You definitely, over the summer when it gets hot, y'all have to go. If y'all from DC, or if y'all not from the DMV but y'all travel here, definitely go to the Tidal Basin and go paddle boating. It is such an amazing experience to do. Me and my family have done it like multiple times, and it's just so funny, like connecting and stuff like that, because like you have to paddle, like it's paddle boating. So it's just funny, like because my mom, we've done paddle boating before, and she was so lazy on that paddle boat. So me and my middle sister, we had to do most of the paddling. So I definitely would say come to DC, or if you live in the DMV, go to the Tidal Basin and do paddle boating. Next question is, what is a random fact about you? So a random fact about me is when I was in 5th grade, I actually won a poetry competition. I can't even remember the name of the poem. I can't find the book, so I'm really telling the truth, y'all. I'm gonna look in my grandma's basement to see if I can find it, but I've been looking for it for years. But yes, I won a poetry competition, so my poem was published in a national book. I can't remember the name of the book because again, it was 5th grade. So yeah, so I literally used to write poetry, and it's kind of funny because now I am super self-conscious about my writing, which I also feel like is the enemy's tool to get me like not to write, because I'm like, oh, I can't write, which is actually not true, because a lot of pieces I create people actually like. So again, trick of the enemy, but he ain't gonna stop this show, period. But yeah, so one random fact, I won a poetry writing competition and was published at the age of 10. Next question, what made you decide to start creating content? I would say what made me decide to start is I always have felt called to teach. So when I was in college, I misinterpreted that calling with being a classroom teacher, but as I've just grown and matured in Christ and things like that, I realized that I am called to teach, but not in a classroom. So what made me create content was honestly just to teach people, like just little things, little tidbits. Every video I want you all to get like a takeaway from it, or just some encouragement, honestly. So I started creating content because I just want to encourage women to honestly create lives that they love and that they don't want to take a break from, because who wants to keep having to run on vacation because I hate my life? And I have been there. I am actually currently navigating that space of like, okay, God, I'm trying to create this life. I'm gonna need you to help me out here. I'm gonna need you to give me a little leeway. You're gonna have to give me something, Jesus, something. So yes, I just honestly create content just to show other women like, yo, like we're all literally probably going through the same stuff, of course in different ways, but there's definitely somebody in your corner who is me, who is just here to just let you know that you are loved, that you are cared for, and that you're an ambitious hottie, and it's okay to serve a loving God and still be cute and still chase your dreams and partner with him to make sure that your heart's desires align with his desires for you too. So yeah, so that's what made me decide to start creating content, is making sure that the girlies know that they got somebody on their team that is 10 toes down for you, baby. Okay, 10 toes down. Going down, baby. It's so funny, y'all. Fun fact, the way I act like on this channel is actually how I act in real life. So pray for my friends, y'all, because they're really good girls. Pray for them because they have to deal with this 24/7 for the most part. Next question. Do you consider yourself a creative? It's actually funny. Recently, I would say maybe 25, I finally accept. I'm 27, by the way. I normally don't tell my age, y'all, but that's a whole nother story time. I feel like I'm old as dirt, but I'm really not. But I just have a lot of mental stuff that I'm navigating, and we're gonna get to that question shortly. But yeah, so at 25, I was like, yo, like, I've actually been creative all my life. So I've always been someone who, like, and I may not be creative as far as like drawing, things like that, but like I've been somebody all my life who, like, ideas and like visions and stuff come to me so naturally. Like, literally, you can tell me something and I'll be like, hey, have you thought about actually creating this or doing this? And I always like loved fashion. I've always loved like creative designs and stuff. I've always noticed things that I realized as I got older that most people actually don't even notice and or care about. I'm sorry, I have the latest concealer because your girl, my sleeping pattern has been like OC. So if y'all are like, oh my gosh, China, why are you putting on so much concealer? It's because your girl ain't been sleeping, but we're gonna get to that question shortly. So I'm just laying that concealer. So yes, I consider myself a creative. When did you start enjoying luxury and getting into the luxe life? It's actually funny. So I actually grew up kind of being exposed to just different brands. So like Chanel and Coach when it was like that hot girl back then, all the other stuff. But the funny part is I made a conscious decision that, like, if I'm gonna buy all these luxury things, I need to be out of debt. I need to have my financial future secured as far as like retirement, things of that nature. So for me, I'm actually taking a break from buying designer things. I may treat myself maybe in the summertime for like some designer sandals, but right now I'm taking a break. But honestly, I started enjoying it since I was a kid. Like, my grandma used to buy me Coach bags, Juicy, Dooney and Burks, like all that stuff. But I'm taking a break personally because I want to make sure that your girl finances is in order. Because how crazy would it look, y'all, if y'all see me with a Chanel that's $8,000 and I'm still in all this debt. I haven't bought a house. I still live with my parents. I don't know if we ever talked about that. I still live with my parents. I haven't bought a house yet. I still have a car note. I still have all these things. I'm like, yeah, girl, you need to get your priorities together. Because here's the thing. Once I get my business in order, baby, just know the Chanel store is going to know me better than I know myself. Okay? So that's that. Then the next question is, where do you see yourself in 2 years? So in 2 years, I will be 29. I will be 29, which is a year away from 30. Jesus, God, Jesus. Well, praise God that I'll be alive. I'll be thriving. But in 2 years, I see myself, God willing, having a boyfriend or a fiance or husband, because God can do things fast. Oh my gosh, I feel so, guys, I normally don't talk about like my heart's desires about being married and stuff, because sometimes I feel like it's cringy, but I'm gonna actually start speaking more faith and more life. So yes, 2 years from now, I see myself engaged or dating a really, really awesome man who just loves me to pieces. I see myself thriving in my career, particularly in a communications position. I see myself at least 50% out of debt, which according to my debt tracker I'm on, I only have my student loans left. So I will be a little over 50% actually of debt freedom. So that's that. Yeah, what is your dream job? Ooh, child, my dream job, I would love to be the marketing and publicity director for either a lifestyle brand, an entertainment brand, or a food and beverage brand. So yeah, that's like my dream job. What's one goal you have for this year? One goal I have for this year is to pay off my credit cards. So to pay off my credit card, one of my credit cards, to pay off my car, and to pay off, actually to pay off both my credit cards and to pay off my car. That's one of my biggest goals. It was to buy a house, and I probably would, God willing, I will still do that. But like I said earlier, I'm just trying to shift my priorities a little bit. So I would love to pay those things off so my debt freedom journey can continue to be going, because your girl's got a lot of debt. I'm not ready to give the exact number yet, but when I tell y'all it's close to 6 figures, she 5,000 away from 6 figures. So y'all can read between the lines. So that, I gotta get that together, because child, I'm trying to be a real estate investor, be an angel investor. So I gotta get, excuse me, I have to get myself together, because that's not cute. So that's that. What's a childhood story that describes your personality? A childhood story that describes my personality would be when I was younger. I have always been my biggest advocate. So I didn't really let people like play with me. I don't tolerate disrespect, and I'm just an advocate, so not even for myself but for others. So when I was younger, I used to see people like getting bullied and stuff, and so I used to stand up for them, because I'm like, baby, if you're not gonna stand up for yourself, China J is coming through and she's gonna do that for you. So even some of my friends when we were younger, like they didn't stand up for themselves. I'm like, shawty, you really want that girl talk to you like that? Yeah, nah, I'm good off that, and I would handle it for them. So I would definitely say, even from like a young age, I've just always been somebody who advocates for people who can't necessarily advocate for themselves. And I definitely pride myself on being just an advocate, because it's really important to have someone that loves you and cares about you in your corner. So that's definitely something that I try to make sure that I do for people that I love, that I care about, and that I think about sometimes. Not sometimes, but people that I think about. What made you realize you love faith and pop culture? So of course, obviously, what made me realize I loved Jesus is when I gave my life to him, and he died on the cross for each and every one of my sins, because I got saved in 2018. Prior to getting saved, y'all, I was out here reckless, and I have been in so many situations where I could have died, where I could have just not been here on YouTube talking to y'all. I could have been in jail, could have been dead, just so much nonsense. And God, even though I didn't know him yet or anything, he still looked out for me, and he still covered me. So that's why I love faith and pop culture. I've always loved celebs. I've always loved like TMZ. I've always loved 106 in Park, like those type of things, like celebrity news. I've just always been a huge fan. And at first, when I first got saved, I was like, dang, like I really cannot be looking up this stuff. But then one of my mentors, who I just love to this day, she's so awesome, her name's Tamia. She did a podcast episode on her podcast called Blessed and Bossed Up, and it was talking about the 7 mountains of influence. So the 7 mountains of influence, it's pretty much telling us different areas that God calls us. So like some of them are like media, entertainment, family, politics, pretty much saying like Christians, we can't all just work for churches, we can't all just work for churches. Pretty much we all need to be like, we need Christian teachers, we need Christian politicians, we need everybody. So that learning about the 7 mountains kind of made me be like, wait, like God could actually call me to be in entertainment. Like he could actually use me to like just spread the gospel in the entertainment and like music field. So that's what made me realize like, wait, like you really can love both and not be looked down upon for loving both. So for me, I sometimes have to gauge myself of like, okay, China, do you want to post this on close friends, or do you want to post this on your regular page? And most of the time I just decide to post it on my regular page, because I'm like, listen, I ain't about to hide the fact that yes, I keep up with Carisha and Diddy. Yes, I keep up with the Kardashians. I keep up with Lori Harvey. One, because I love her, so I'm gonna keep up with her regardless of whatever. But I do keep up with these people, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. And I'm getting more comfortable with just accepting that. 'Cause honestly, y'all, I'm getting to the point, I don't know if it's age. Y'all, I'm like really beating my face right now. I'm so sorry. But I'm really getting to the age where I really don't care what people think. So I'm like, I love this. I enjoy this. This is something that I'm not gonna stop doing, and I'm not gonna do it in private either, because that's fake and it's just not giving that for me. So with that being said, that's why I love it. I love me some Jesus, and I love me some pop culture, and God's gonna use me. And I am declaring and decreeing right now that God is going to use me to be a light in the entertainment and music world. He's going to use me to spread his gospel to people who are in those industries. Because here's the thing, if you want to see something different from an industry, you have to infiltrate it, and you have to be the light and the salt that he called you to be, period, point blank. So stop hiding. If you know that God called you to be a dancer, I'm not talking about no stripper though, I ain't talking about that, but if you feel like God's calling you to like dance and do creative things, like it's okay to be the salt and light in that area, in that arena, at your job. It's okay to be a Christian who loves politics. It's okay, guys. And we really have to stop, one, get yourself out of the box. Two, we have to stop boxing other Christians in because of our lack of knowledge and our lack of belief that God can use all of us in different arenas. Like, just because you don't believe it doesn't mean you have to be rude to a creative or somebody who's just stepping out on faith because they feel like God is calling them to do something. Like, don't be a negative Nancy. Like, don't be a hater. It's rude, actually. So that's just my 2 cents, because that topic I'm very, very sensitive about, in like a good way, of like, yeah, let people do them and just pray for them. If you're really that pressed about God not calling them to a certain mountain, pray for them and he'll redirect them to where he wants them to go, if he's actually not calling them there. But that's just my little I put too much, but we're gonna fix it. Definitely put too much. I'm putting on setting powder right now. I'm trying to learn how to get my under eyes super bright, so I'm testing out this little setting powder method. But I do want to get the rest off my eyes. Some girlies do their brows first. I'm gonna try that next time, but today I don't really, yeah, there we go. I don't really need to try that today. Wipe this off because I don't need that there. We're gonna let that sit for a little bit. I'm going to spray some more setting spray. Okay. Woo. Let that set for a little bit. Where did you grow up at? So I grew up in Prince George's County, Maryland. So Prince George's County, Maryland is located in Maryland. It was, I don't know the current stats right now, to be honest, but it was one of the largest African-American, well, wealthiest African-American communities. So definitely growing up, like I have friends whose parents were doctors, who worked for the government. So for me, growing up, Black excellence was like a norm. It was just a standard of like, yeah, like pretty much everybody's parents were successful in their own rights. Of course, there were like some one-offs because I did live in the country. So there were some one-offs, but overall, like growing up, I never really had the limitation of not seeing myself represented in the careers and families that were around me, because literally there was Black wealth all up and through the place. So yeah, so that's a little bit about where I grew up at. So, oh my gosh, the next question, y'all, is really gonna be rough for me, but I'm gonna definitely be honest because that's what this channel is about. So somebody asked, what's your mental health like right now? Y'all, my mental health right now is in the freaking gutter. And I'm trying to think, should I start with my mental health journey, or should I just tell y'all why it's in the gutter? I'll start with my mental health journey. So since I can remember, like since childhood, I've always really struggled with mental health, like pretty much controlling my emotions, getting my emotions in a place where I wanted them. So my first recollection of like having, and y'all please again be nice in the comments, I'm really trying to be transparent on this channel, just share some things with you. So my first recollection of having suicidal ideations was in 5th grade. And so from 5th grade until about now, every once in a while I have thoughts of like, yo, like, you know, maybe life would just be better if you just ended here. Like if you just go ahead and be like, yeah, write your letters, do all your things, and go about your day. But then I also remember, for me, my biggest thing is, one, I am, even though things may be hard and getting rough, I love my life and I love the people in my life. So I would not want to put them in a situation where I decide that I'm done. I'm so stressed out, I'm done, I'm over this, I can't live anymore. So for me, honestly, my biggest saving grace is my friends, my family, honestly. But since I was in 5th grade, I've had thoughts of, you know, just, y'all can read between the lines. So with that being said, recently my mental health has been in shambles, and some of my like suicide ideations have been coming back, but I'm thankful that God is a redeemer and he's a strong tower and the Prince of Peace, because he's definitely been kind of helping me acknowledge and address the fact, like, yeah, like, it's tough, it's rough, but you'll be okay. Like, I got you, like, we'll be fine. So my mental health is in shambles because, one, my dating life has just been giving me a rough time since 2019. So 2019, I got out of a 5-year relationship with my college sweetheart, and yeah, I haven't had a boyfriend since. So as y'all know, it's 2023. So oh, also, I don't know if I talked about it, but today I think I'm just gonna do, I don't know if I want to, no, I'm gonna do more to concealer. I was gonna say I was just gonna do concealer and brows, but I'm gonna do more than that. But yeah, so we got out of a relationship with my college sweetheart. So I haven't had a boyfriend since 2019. So my dating life, so between 2019 and now, I've just been having some dating occurrences that have really just ruffled up my feathers of, like, God, like, I know that people say that when the time's right, you'll send him. When the time is this, when the time is that, you'll do what only you can do. But sometimes as a single woman, it gets discouraging sometimes, especially when it's like, especially since I'm getting older, everybody's getting engaged, everybody's like buying houses, everybody's doing all these things with their partners, and I'm like, God, I'm just here, like, trying to build your kingdom, trying to help the girlies, just trying to be the best me I can be, and for some reason this area isn't giving. So what put the straw on the camel's back this week is I was getting to know someone. I thought that I was getting to know someone. Clearly the other party did not think that. So the other party friend zoned me, which, I mean, that happens to people. People get friend zoned, whatever. But it gets worse. So I found out the reason that the party friend zoned me via an online platform. I'm not gonna go into detail what platform, but I found out via a platform because I recognized the party's voice. And I was just like, Jesus. I'm like, it's not even got nothing to do with the friend zoning. It's just, it really triggered something that I've been going through since high school and like middle school, of just like not being picked. And so for me, I had to really just, what I've been working on now, honestly, is just getting myself together of being like, China, it's not your loss. It's not your loss, it's their loss. Like, you're a great woman. Any man would be lucky to have you, and realistically, he's not the man for you. And then also thinking back to like me and the party's certain conversations, I kind of already knew that like he wasn't my speed, but I was just like, you know what, God, maybe it's me, maybe I just need to adjust, blah blah blah. So that's that. So that was that situation. And then I'm just in a season where I'm like, God, like, I'm praying for these things, not even just dating like a husband and stuff, but just like other things that I'm believing in God for. And I'm like, God, can you help me? I'm calling out, can you please help me? But then I also have to remember that, sorry, my voice got weird, y'all. I had to like do my neck, but I'm just like, God, like, do you see me? Do you see me, God? Like, seriously, like, do you hear me? Do you see me? So it's actually funny that, was it the other day? Yeah, the other day I had listened to a sermon, and the sermon was talking about Hagar, and was talking about how Hagar was the first person in the Bible to call God Elroy. So Elroy means he sees. So, well, he sees you. I believe that's the Hebrew translation. So I heard that. I'm like, oh, that's nice. Yeah, he sees me. Okay, cool, whatever. So then that's when I think I was either at work, on my way to work, and I don't know if it was a Bible app or somebody's Instagram, and literally they posted Elroy. So I'm like, okay, 2 occurrences is enough for me to be like, Jesus, is you telling me, are you telling me, is you, whatever you want to call it, that, are you reminding me that you see me? So I definitely think God used that as a thing to just remind me, because again, he knows my mental health challenges I've gone through since a child. So he knows that certain things that may not bother other women just really impact me a lot. And he's also knows things I've been through when it comes to like just men always picking like other women and not picking me, and he knows just whatever. So I've been in another situation similar to this situation. So I'm just like, okay, God, like, I'm trying my best to just relax and be okay with the season you have me in, and just understand that everything's not gonna work out. And if it didn't work out, it's not for you, babes. It's not for you. And I don't know who that is for or who that can bless, but it's not for you. So don't be mad. Don't, oh my gosh, this is really blessing me right now, y'all, because I'm really talking to myself. But don't be mad, and don't treat other women meanly because something didn't work out or whatever. And like, maybe that's that person's person, and that's just it. Like, you need to relax and focus on you and who your person is and how you can be more prepared for your person, because you deserve somebody who honestly worships the ground that you walk on. But I don't know if that's appropriate, but somebody who loves you and cares about you and won't put you in a situation where you have to constantly question, like, okay, like, do you like me? Do you not like me? Like, what's tea? Because clearly it's not giving you like me, because I'm used to A, B, and C, and then the person just giving you the runaround. So that is where my mental health is right now. I'm just trying to navigate the space and just be the best China that I can honestly be, which is hard. And you know what, God is good. So we're gonna take it day by day, ladies. Day by day. Because when I tell y'all, lately I have been down bad. And normally, which I am proud of myself, because normally I'm a crybaby, so I cry about everything. So normally this situation, I probably would have been in bed for like a week, just crying and just whatever. But I haven't. I'm just like, you know what, Lord, what a Gen Z way to find out that you got friend zone because the person has another person. Like, so Gen Z. It was a debacle. But overall, I'm glad though that God just did what he needed to do, and also showed me like, yo, like, you need to really stop just wasting your time with people. You need to choose people who choose you, and you need to stop playing games with these men. Because honestly, y'all, if I think somebody cute, I go on dates with them. I don't really be thinking like the pre-qualifying like texting and phone call stuff. I don't really be off that. I just be like, okay, cool, let's hang out, let's go. So I need to do a better job of kind of, oh, this is Juvia Place's bronzer. But yeah, I need to do a better job of vetting people before I waste my time, because I'm also one of those girls, like, once I decide I like you, I'm 10 toes down, period, point blank. And that has always been a huge downfall for me. So I'm gonna do better in 2023, even though it's only, well, it's March, so I still got time. So I got 9 months to get my life together. And yeah, so that's that for me, ladies. And we are almost done. Lastly, we just gotta do brows and put on a lip, and then I'm gonna show y'all the rest of the outfit. And y'all, honestly, I just want this channel to be a safe space for us. So I told y'all some stuff I've never actually said out of my mouth. So I'm hoping that it blesses one of you. I'm hoping that if you've been dealing with some of the similar stuff I shared, that you understand and know that God is faithful. And realistically, you're gonna look back 2-3 years from now and not even remember the situation. And if you do remember it, you're gonna be in a totally better situation that you're just trying to look back and laugh and be like, oh my gosh, why was I tripping so bad about that situation? Like, why? I'm in my house, I'm driving my car, I have my man, and we're having fun. So just keep that in mind. Do not be so attached to the vision that you created for your life also. Because for me, my biggest heartache recently has been, I created this picture of myself that I thought I'd be living at 27, and the girl's not living it. So I've just been beating myself up about it, when really it's like, China, the things that you've been praying for, the things that you have been asking for, are you even ready for them? Are you ready? Are you really truly ready? And I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. No, and that's a lie, extreme lie. I am ready. So definitely just taking my time to realize, like, yeah, girl, you're not ready. You're not. I'm putting on blush, so I like to do the little cheek thing. Yeah, so just relax, give yourself some grace, because again, as an ambitious hottie, we have so many things that we want to do, we have so many things that we want to accomplish, and we just honestly have to let God be God and not be a micromanager. And I am really trying not to be a micromanager, because I be micromanaging everybody. I like to micromanage my family. I just like to micromanage everything. So I am honestly in a season of learning. Babes, you gotta relax, honey. You gotta relax. So that's where I'm at. And we're almost done, about to finish these brows. And then your girl's gonna be heading to her grandma's house. So, ambitious hotties, honestly, I really love y'all. Like, I want to get so consistent with this YouTube channel. And honestly, to share some just dreams, because I know one of the questions was asking about dreams and stuff. I would love to start having events where like all of us come out, we get together, we connect, we eat, we laugh, and we just like have girl talk. We have talks that promote like healing, that promote like self-love, self-worth, like all of those things, because those things are really important. And honestly, life is really harder when you're not in community with people who actually who have the same ambitions as you, who have the same values as you, and just getting in a space where you can connect is sometimes kind of hard. So I definitely want, like, big picture goal for this channel is I would love to start having events that we can all meet, like city to city. Like, I would love to come to LA, I would love to come to like New York, Colorado, like just so many random places that I would just love to just go and just meet y'all and connect with y'all and all the things. Sorry, I gotta lock in a little bit on these brows, honey. Ooh, ciao. But yeah, so that's big picture. Also, oh my gosh, I didn't even tell y'all like starter stuff. I kind of threw it in the video a little bit. So my name's China L. Johnson, and I am a 27-year-old woman who currently lives in Prince George's County, Maryland. I have two little sisters, Asia and Erin, and what do I like to do for fun? I like to eat a lot. I like to try new things. I love to travel. I really enjoy traveling. I enjoy going to new places. I've been to Ghana, West Africa twice for study abroad, and I stayed for a month both times I went. I loved it. Can't wait to go back. Me and my family are supposed to be going back in 2025, so I'm super excited. And I also want to reconnect with some of my friends there, so that's gonna be fun. And I'm trying to think, what else should I tell y'all? I would love to write a book of poetry. I think we already talked about that. Like, that's like a random goal of mine. I feel like to be an author. I am kind of already author. Another random fact, I have a prayer journal, and I'm gonna link all the stuff in the bio per usual. I have a prayer journal that I wrote, I think 2021 maybe, that just helps you with your prayer time with God and things like that. So I think we're almost who's that girl? Eve's that girl. Because this makeup is giving what it needs to give. And now I need to do my final spray. And then we're going to do my lips and we're going to do mascara. And y'all probably like, why is she doing all this just to go take her nails? But I'm trying to be more intentional with actually putting effort into my looks when I go out, no matter where I'm going, whether that's the grocery store, whether that's to my grandma's house, and just being cute. Because again, I told y'all I'm going through some mental health stuff, so I need to remind myself that I am God's favorite. Which is so funny. The whole God's favorite thing actually really geeks me. Geeks means like it really just makes me laugh, because I'm like, technically we're all God's favorite, so it's just funny when people say stuff like that, which I just said it because it's funny, but like we're all literally God's favorite. So like he doesn't love one of us more than he loves the other, and we have to also remember that when we're treating his children nicely or not nicely, it's like he literally cares about that child just as much as he cares about you. What color lip should we do, guys? I am known for, sorry, might be my lip mask off. I'm known for a red lip, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put this red lip on, because listen, the people already know what they expected from me. So, and I got red nails. You can't tell, eh? Yikes! I got this all outside of my face. You cannot tell me that I am not the queen. There we go. That I am not the queen of a red lip. Fix my hair. Okay. let's see what it's giving, ladies. Here we go. Here's the final look. We got a little red lip going. We got the Babiana. Thank you all so much for tuning into today's Get Ready With Me and Q&A. I hope you all had fun. I hope y'all enjoyed. I'm just learning a little bit more about me, and I just want to let y'all know, like, God sees you all and he loves you, and love yourself. Even if you're having a hard time right now, whether romantically, whether platonically, whether with work or anything like that, just know that one hottie, I love you, but most importantly, the King of Kings, God, he loves you. So just remember that, and make sure you like, you subscribe, and make sure you tell a friend, because the Ambitious Hotties community is definitely growing. So make sure you tell your other homegirls, come over and be Ambitious Hottie. Love y'all, smooches.